over a year ago, a one-day international had to be called off because the playing surface was deemed too dangerous, and subsequently the venue was banned from hosting international games. This is the first match that's been played here since that ban was lifted. Not surprising then that everyone was taking a close look at this wicket.
From our perspective, and the West Indies perspective, it's an unknown factor. I mean, it's been relayed. I think there's been a few games played on it, but still it's an unknown factor for all of us.
Unpredictable but potentially dangerous could also describe this West Indies team. Talent abounds, but temperament often lags behind.
This tournament is a very prestigious one. West Indies team in the past won the first two World Cups, and we know what we have to do.
A West Indies win would be a shock. It's been well over a year now since they last beat a major team in an ODI. Andy Richardson, Al Jazeera, New Delhi.
And that's the sport for now.
All right, Zoe, thanks very much. We'll have much more on Libya after this very short break. Do stay with us.
Welcome back. We are first going to start with Japan. A lot of rain coming in from the south first on Thursday. And then as we go into Friday, all that rain shower activity moves up towards the central and northern parts of Japan. You can see Osaka at 13, going up to about 14, but still very rainy conditions as we go into Tokyo. Their temperature comes up, but it's going to be a very rainy day for them. On Friday, we're also going to be seeing some very clear skies anywhere from Pyongyang down to Seoul, Vladivostok. Unfortunately, your high temperature is only going to be about -6 degrees for you. Down towards Australia, we're going to be seeing some very heavy rain showers still for the western part of Australia. On Thursday, those are going to start to die down as we go into Friday. That cyclone moves offshore, but warm temperatures still down towards the south. We're looking at anywhere from about 33 to 35 degrees anywhere along the Great Bight, and also up towards the north, Darwin, about 29 degrees, but very wet conditions for you. And of course, very importantly, down towards New Zealand, where we had that earthquake, over towards Christchurch. Thursday, not looking too bad. Relief and recovery efforts are going to be very good weather for them. But as we go into Friday, more rain shower activity will be coming into the forecast. We are going to be seeing temperatures for Wellington about 19 with some slight rain showers in the activity, and that cyclone is moving offshore.
It is in the details. A look, a connection, the moments that reveal the truth. Award-winning documentaries from critically acclaimed filmmakers. Witness documentaries to open your eyes. At this time on Al Jazeera.
If you're a Nokia user, you can download Al Jazeera's news widget from Nokia's Ovis store. The news widget, available on compatible Nokia devices, gives users quick and easy access to real-time news updates from Al Jazeera English. See the world in real time. Al Jazeera Mobile.
Colonel Gaddafi struggles to hold on to western cities amid reports the east is in the hands of protesters. Celebrations in the city of Benghazi while the international community considers sanctions against Libya. This is the Al Jazeera News Hour. I'm Darine Abu Gaida from our centres here in Doha, Washington and London, bringing you extended coverage on the crisis in Libya. A Libyan general tells Al Jazeera an Air Force pilot refused orders to bomb protesters in Benghazi. And Libya's former justice minister says he has evidence Gaddafi ordered the 1988 Lockerbie bombing. So while the international community pushes for punishment against Libya over Muammar Gaddafi's brutal crackdown, his son says that everything is normal. Saif al-Islam has called for Libyans across the country to come together to fight in what he calls a national battle. And he says the problem lies in the eastern regions. In the city of Tobruk, that's close to the Egyptian border, there is no presence of security forces in the area. And the province of Cyrenaica is also in the hands of pro-democracy protesters. That's according to Italy's foreign minister, Franco Frattini. And it's the same situation in the western city of Misurata, where army officers have reportedly thrown their weight behind calls for Gaddafi to go. Tripoli, meanwhile, the capital, is set to be on virtual lockdown. It's always been Muammar Gaddafi's stronghold. Here's Al Jazeera's Lawrence Lee with more.
Muammar Gaddafi may have used his famous green book in his address to threaten protesters with death, but in the town of Tobruk, this is what they think of it. Here, the commander of the Libyan army has told Al Jazeera that his forces are with the people, not Gaddafi.
I was with him in the past, but the situation has changed. He's a tyrant. I've heard him in his speech. We're not separate. We're not secessionists. We're not asking for separation.
Pictures like this serve to demonstrate the standoff that's now holding in Libya. The people of the uprising say victory will be theirs. Gaddafi remains immune to pressure.
I will not leave the country, and I will die as a martyr at the end.
Everywhere it's tense, the situation fluid. This is the town of Misurata in western Libya, which has reportedly fallen to the opposition. If these new pictures are accurate, then they would seem to bear that out. But the country remains split. This video purports to show the aftermath of fighting on the streets of Tripoli between pro and anti-Gaddafi forces. It's been widely reported from the capital and Benghazi that gangs of yellow-hatted militia have been given free rein to move house to house in the hunt for the opposition. This, Gaddafi's address of Tuesday night, all his tactics have enraged even those who know him well.
He's using mercenaries, not because he wants to use them, because he cannot use the army. He cannot use the armed forces of Libya because they are Libyans and they are faithful and honest people. They will not kill themselves, because killing their cousins and uncles and friends, it means that they are killing themselves. So he doesn't trust them. He doesn't trust even his own guard.
What's beyond dispute is the chaos on the streets and the danger which protesters often run headlong into. Here, for instance, there seem to be snipers on the roof of the building opposite. There's a small crack, and a man goes down, shot in the groin. But while the international media is now beginning to find ways into Libya, interpreting the direction events are heading in remains as difficult for people in the country as it does for the outside world. The latest rumour, again unverifiable unless it happens, is that Gaddafi has threatened to blow up his oil pipelines, which would bring havoc to a country already beset by poverty and would have ramifications on oil prices across the world. If that's leading to an exodus of expatriates, then it's this kind of thing which is putting the fear into everybody. These people, whoever they were, tied up, blindfolded and executed. We were passed this picture by a fleeing